All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the March 2025 Town Board meeting. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Supervisor Clavin?
Here.
Councilman Dunn?
Here.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby? Here. Councilwoman Miller?
Here.
Councilman Muscarella?
Present.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Here.
Councilman Schneider?
Here. And in honor of Women's History Month, in honor of being 25 years here in the town of Hempstead, and in honor of a really nice interview with News 12 on your historic accomplishments here in the town of Hempstead, I'm going to ask Deputy Supervisor to lead us with a Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, hand over heart. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Madam Clerk, please call the first item.
We have a proposed local law regarding parking or standing prohibitions in Bay Park, Merrick, Oceanside, Wantagh, and near Westbury.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard? Okay, I do not have any slips. Any member of the public wish to be heard that did not sign in this item? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby?
aye.
Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
Councilman Schneider?
Aye. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
Okay, we have a proposed local law regarding arterial stops in near Malvern and Merrick.
All right, ma'am. Any member of the board wish to be heard? Any members of the public wish to be heard on this one? Having any slips on this? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby?
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
Councilman Schneider?
Aye. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
Proposed handicap parking on public streets in Belmore, Elmont, and Merrick.
Any member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips. Any member of the public wish to be heard in this item? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board consider the item.
I second the motion.
Supervisor Clavin?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby?
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
Councilman Schneider?
Aye.
All right, Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
Okay, we have a proposed local law regarding repeal and reenact subdivision C of section 70-5 of chapter 70 entitled Department of Water Rates and Regulations of the Code of the Town of Hempstead in relation to payment of bills.
All right. Any member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips. Anybody wishing the public wishes to be heard on this? Sure, if you can go to the mic and give your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Mita J. Meriday, resident. Well, this podium is getting closer. Maybe we'll soon be from the back of the room. I just need to get some clarification with regard to what this law is about and who it impacts.
Commissioner?
Good morning, Supervisor, Deputy Supervisor, members of the town board. Evening, sorry, it is night. How about that? Yeah.
Wishful
Getting
thinking
dark.
on your
I wasn't
part,
sure
buddy.
which side of the day it was. So what we're doing is we're just clarifying and changing the verbiage in section 5 of the code to reflect more modern payment methods, ACHs, ETFs, different ways people pay. Previously, you just said checks.
So it has no impact on residents. It's just affecting how you receive the actual payments themselves.
It would be for payments that are returned for various reasons.
So this means for bounce checks.
Correct.
Oh, I see. So does this mean there's going to be some kind of increase or a fee, or was there a fee before, or just?
It's going from $15 to $20, which is the current fee that we're charged, but it also just clarifies the different methods by which people pay their bills that could potentially be clawed back.
Okay, and would that have an impact on residents for those who actually do pay their bills being impacted on those who aren't paying their bills. Maybe I'm just asking.
No, it would strictly be on a bounced or returned payment.
You see. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else wish to be heard? If not, may I please have a motion? Pretty please.
I move number 4.
We get a second?
Second.
All right.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call administrative calendar.
Yes, on the administrative calendar, we have items 5 through 34.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard? Okay, I do have one slip. Karen Montalbano. Good evening. If you gave me name and address for the record.
Good evening, Karen Montalbano, Park Avenue, Baldwin. I'm here to question on why we're spending $9 million in eminent domain to buy a property to create a recreation center.
It's not just to create a recreation center. If you lived in that area of town, you know that in the 2 years preceding this, there was almost 600 arrests. Quite frankly, the main thrust of this is to clear up a blight that exists in the community. And in the almost 3 years that I've been coming to the town board, the response was almost unanimous that something needed to be done. And that's the reason we instituted the action. I don't think the supervisor or the town board has finalized what's going to happen. There could be a variety of things that goes on there. Right now, the supervisor has looked into a recreational facility. It could be a parking lot. The town could, in the future, decide to sell it. There could be senior citizens housing there. There could be veterans housing there. It could be a commercial slip. Those things will be decided in the future. But the main thrust of this is the fact that the West Hempstead community, and I think Town Board Member Muscarella will concur with me that this property was absolutely a blight on the community.
Okay, so you're looking to do a bond. How is that going to affect my taxes?
The town does bonds from time to time. I believe that we will, a capital budget is coming out in the future that will include not just this, but John, when do you think that'll be out? In the next few weeks?
Probably it has to come before the board. The board has a lot of approvals to do, so it may take a couple of months.
So that plan will include repairs to our infrastructure with regard to water, repairs for roads, repairs for parks. The town board is building a beautiful park in, I believe it's Lido Beach.
Yep.
So this will be included in that bond package, and comparatively, it won't affect your taxes much at all because that $9 million will be spread across the
30 years?
30 years and through the 800,000 residents of the town of Hempstead.
Okay, are any of those things that are being planned, are they for roads in Baldwin?
If you'd like to meet with the Commissioner of Engineering or the deputy that's here, in the last 3 years, we've done over 330 miles of roadway here in the town of Hempstead. We've done it throughout the town. We can go through what it's done, and if you have any roads that you'd like to recommend for them to take a look at, they'd be delighted to.
I would love to meet with him because I have severe flooding in front of my house. I have contacted my council person. I have no idea what's going on, but
Is that a drainage issue? Could that be?
Let me explain.
Okay.
So there is a drain there, but the tree roots have put the drain about 4 inches above site, so it can't be just done by the Department of Public Works. It's going to undermine the road, and I'm afraid my road's going to collapse in front of me, which it's already collapsed other things have collapsed several times in Baldwin.
On your road?
On my road, there's severe flood.
No, your road collapsed?
No, my road is not blocked.
Oh, no, it's not. Has your road collapsed?
It collapsed.
I thought you said your road collapsed already. Did it
No,
collapse?
it hasn't. I'm afraid it's going to collapse.
Okay.
I'm afraid it's going to collapse.
The deputy commissioner will be delighted to sit with you right after the meeting and get the information.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Anybody else wish to be heard in the administrative calendar? Sure. Come on to the back and give your name and address.
Go somewhere and drop.
Oh, this is ridiculous. I'm in such a forgiving spirit because I keep asking to speak on the admin calendar, but never seems to get on there. Number 15, number 17, number 18, number 25, number 26, number 27. In case the discussion gets over and I'm told that I'm past my time. Number 15, authorizing payment for licensing fees for broadcast music. What is that about? What is the cost? 16, authorizing the award of a bid for roadway reconstruction and drainage improvements. As Karen Montalbano said, we have a number of streets in the town, in the village, the hamlet of Baldwin, aside from our
Baldwin's
sinkhole
not a village.
problems, that need some access. And we were hoping that maybe with one of those, 4-color mailings that you send out to promote everything else, you might be able to send something out to residents to advise them if they're having issues with their roads, that they send that information to their respective council people. Maybe en masse, residents might get responses, because it seems individually they're not getting responses from their council people. But so 15, I got a question about the fees. 16, the bid work, still concerned that once again, even though there's a fight on hand with regard to eliminating those words of wokeness, diversity, equity, and inclusion, I'm still not seeing, which is still legal in the federal government, state and local, having participation on veteran and service disabled veterans in contracting. That seems to still be lacking in this township. That's the largest township in the country, in America's first suburb of Long Island. So if anybody could address any of that, I'd appreciate it.
With regard to 15, it's the music that's played in the parks and various facilities in the town. The cost is $8,263. That was on the website. With regard to number 16, we understand your concerns with regard to veterans and other groups. However, this was a publicly bidded project. It was awarded to the low bidder, and we follow the laws of the state and the town of Hempstead. So if you have an issue with that, you really have to go to the state legislature if you want our bid processes amended.
Well, I know what the state process is. I don't know what the town process is, because I don't know what your numbers are.
Well, we get guidance from.
If you have a regulation with regard to your amount, you have a 15%, you have a goal, do you have a program? You've got nothing. Number 17, the resolution with regard to that, what is that about?
Is that the upgrade of the electrical system?
The $800,000 is to repair all of the electricity in the town of Hempstead, the electrical box. It's a quite big job. Supervisor almost fell over when I gave him those estimates because it was so high. But again, we follow state and local law with regard to these things, and that's the bond to make sure that the lights are on here.
Just in town hall?
Town hall, and Old Town Hall.
Okay, so I guess residents still have to go around in the dark. Okay. 19.
Right.
Just curious about the amendment to the lease agreement. What's the lease agreement about?
What number are you talking about?
19 is the lease with St. George's Episcopal Church. It's on the website.
And I'm sorry, my time is ticking while he's speaking. So
since 1963 or 64, the town has leased the property that we use for one of our parking facilities. And quite frankly, part of this building is leased. The property actually goes under Town Hall. I was a little shocked when I saw that. It's renewed every 5 years. And they got a small increase that we negotiated with regard to them.
Okay, 25, 26, 27.
Uh, 27 is various budget line transfers that are reflected with regard to retirements, with regard to pay increases, leave of absences, things like that.
Is that including that perpetual raise that, elected officials awarded themselves in this last budget, and you didn't address 25?
When elected officials or anybody from the town get a raise, at certain points those numbers are reflected. However, with regard to this, it will never occur. It will never include raises for the town board because that's already determined in our budget.
Okay, and 25?
Go.
Good evening, Supervisor, Deputy.
Identify yourself, please.
Kyle Megan, Parks and Recreation Supervisor, Deputy Supervisor, members of the board. Number 25 was a competitively bid contract for removal of pesticides and other lawn products currently stored at Point Lookout in Connex boxes. It's being awarded at no cost to the town.
Thank you.
Okay, we would like no cost.
Thank you very much. Anybody else wish to be heard?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. May I have a motion on the administrative calendar?
I move the administrative calendar.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Okay, now that the formal portion of the program is over, we will remain to listen to residents, and we could start with Annette Sheehan. Hi, how you doing? If you go to the back there and give your name and address at the mic.
Actually, Patrick Sheehan, I'm with Annette.
You signed up together, so do you want to go
Yep.
one-on-one, or you're just
No,
going to?
but I'll speak for both.
Okay.
That's fine. Address is 108 Mildred Place in Belmore. I'm here just basically to express a little bit of frustration that we've had in my town, Belmore. We have a lot of parking issues where basically the parking is not enforced by the local police department, precinct number 7. We call the police. They come and they issue warnings, not tickets. The problem is that we live on a 1-block dead end. There's 7 houses on the block. One of the houses has a pod container that they've had for over 2 years, which is in code violation, which we have a complaint already into the town building department about that. However, we have several businesses that are up the block, and it's causing a lot of problems. We make multiple calls to the police. They know our names very well, and I guess the frustration is that the lack of tickets being issued by our police department. I'm sure the town needs money. Okay, you've mentioned how much does this cost, the taxes and everything. I conservatively estimate that you could probably raise at least $500 alone every day on our block by issuing summonses. The problem is that with the local businesses, these are ones that come in for a half hour to the DMV services. They're here for a half hour, they're gone. The warnings do no good because they're not here for another year when they get their car re-registered and stuff like that. So I don't know if anyone can address that, but that's
Listen,
the concern.
so what I'll
that I
do is,
have.
I know I see my building commissioner, Dan, are you here? Dan's here, and then who's here from Highway? Oh, come on, somebody's got to be here from Highway. I know Antonio had a cardiologist appointment tonight. I'm going to follow up with Highway because if the other thing is, if that container's on the road, we can go to court and see and try and get it off the road fee and see if we'll just take possession of it. So I'll ask you to follow up with
It's in
the
a
building.
driveway, but it's not on a road.
Oh, okay, like I said, if it was on the road, scoop it up, take it away, with a court order. But why don't we have you follow up with the building commissioner? I'll also reach out to your legislator about asking for enforcement. I get your frustration, and we'll see what we can do to give you a helping hand. If it inquires about maybe changing some of the signage there, and you can work with the other neighbors, and you can all agree to potential restrictions there, maybe we can go down that road. But Danny's going to sit with you right now, okay?
The signs are there, but it's just not enforced.
But I'm saying if we need to change it a little differently, we can potentially do that and work with you. All right. Next, I have Cynthia King. Hi, your name and address. Thank you.
Good evening. Cynthia King, King, 452 South Main Street, Freeport, New York, 11520. I was here before. Do you recognize me? I didn't prepare anything. This is really too much, but I brought everything with me that I have been able to comprise. In there are 3 4-inch binders of history. Historically, I've been able to gather what I've been experiencing. So I can stand here for 3 minutes and say absolutely nothing and just let you look at my beautiful being. or I can continue to try to make some sense of what I've been experiencing. I've written it from so many different directions. The movie The Professional said, bring everyone. And he says, everyone. He says, everyone. So everyone here can hear me. What is it like being me? What is it like being a woman of African descent? What is it like being cyberbullied in New York State? What is it like being here for 6 years, coming to the town hall meeting and say, hello, Kate Murray, Don Clavin, all of you, Gooseby. I've been around the block a while. I'm a senior citizen, retired years now, and I'm being cyberbullied. And I went there and there and there and there. I did Nassau County District Attorney, State District Attorney. I did the FC3 or whatever it is, the federal form, never heard back. I spoke to Blackman from the State Attorney General's office. He says, no, we don't handle that. I've been everywhere. Went up to Yonkers, I did PACE. We already know about the SAFE Center at this point. So I'm here again. And I know this is not a town problem. And I don't want to be rude. And I don't want to be incendiary either. But if I have to keep speaking and not getting the help that any one person would say to anyone, I could stand here and say, help, 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 please help. Then I'll just say, I spoke to these people. I went there, these dates, these times. This is what I said. I pleaded. I begged. I said, there has to be a way. And yes, I just got up and went to family court one day. And the judge said, this is bad, because I didn't have a broken eye socket. I wasn't missing a tooth. No bruises, no ER visits, no police statements. It's cyberbullying. It's covert. It's without that you can show and prove. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. King. Do you live in the village of Freeport? Do you live in the village
A
of the
loaded question.
No.
I live in the village of Freeport.
Then I'll recommend any of those complaints. You should really go to the village of
I've
police
already
department.
been there.
Okay, that's the best we can tell you to do. I'm sorry that or the DA.
Yes, and I don't mean to talk because I'm past my 3 minutes, but I
we
heard your...
appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I'm going to bring up Pearl Jacobs.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. King. Good evening, and name and address for the record.
Pearl Jacobs, President of Nostrand Garden Civic Association in Uniondale. This evening, I'm coming forth to request moratorium on permits in Uniondale. In the warm weather months, Uniondale is inundated with an excessive amount of food trucks, illegal street vendors selling fruits from their vehicles and seafood from coolers on the sidewalk, a serious health issue. Residents are requesting the town of Hempstead to invoke a moratorium on issuing permits in the Uniondale community. If these health, safety, and quality of life issues are not addressed, Uniondale Avenue will quickly turn into Roosevelt Avenue in Queens, which prompted protests and multiple news stories that forced New York City to take action. I do not see illegal street vendors, food trucks, and food being sold out of coolers on East Meadow Avenue, Wantagh Avenue, Merrick Avenue, Oceanside Road, or Long Beach Road, etc. I only see these violations in the town of Hempstead communities of color. So we are requesting, and the residents are requesting, moratoriums on permits in Uniondale. Secondly, we are also asking for no loitering permits. Residents are requesting no loitering regulations on Uniondale Avenue in front of businesses. Residents are complaining of people hanging out in front of storefronts on Uniondale Avenue on their sidewalks. Not only is this not a good look, it drives away customers. So we would hope that you would consider both of these issues, moratoriums on permits in Uniondale and no loitering permits. And once those no loitering permits are placed, then I can have our Nassau County Police Department enforce these rules and regulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jacobs. Next, I have Chris Jacobs. Good evening, name and address for the record.
Good evening, Chris Jacobs, Uniondale. The town of Hempstead has done a good job of resurfacing tertiary roads in the town of Hempstead district. I'm here today to report that there's 3 potholes at the corner of Decatur Street and Windsor Road. I have to navigate them every day. They patched one up like 2 weeks ago, and there's 3 that formed again. So if you can expeditiously have highways take care of that. And also, I just wanted to say that a lot of the tertiary roads that have not been repaved over the past years, when the town of Hempstead has done resurfacing throughout, they're starting to deteriorate at a rapid rate. You know, I know going to the school and driving through the Uniondale area, like trying to traverse between Jerusalem Avenue and Front Street, a lot of those older roads are starting to deteriorate really fast. But I'm just bringing to attention tonight about the 3 potholes that I have to navigate every day. Can't see them at night, but during the day I can navigate them around, but it's going to cause people damage. So if you can fix that expeditiously, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Great, Mr. Jacobs. The deputy commissioner is going to verify with the street.
Yeah, Decatur Street and Windsor Road.
And then the commissioner, deputy commissioner, the town board approved about, we're aiming for about 100 miles of roadway to be repaved. So we'll let you know in the streets in your area. So as always nice to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, I have Diane Madden. Good evening. Name and address for the record.
Diane Madden, Hempstead. I'm here to talk about Titan. Titan's a dog that's been under solitary confinement for 4 months at the Hempstead Animal Shelter. He was not deemed dangerous by court. In fact, a statement was signed by both the victim and the owner that this dog has no propensity to be aggressive. He's had 2 evaluations. One was virtual, and the other, witnesses say that he was not even taken out of the vehicle. Now, on the other hand, there's a dog, Colossus, who, according to the owner, killed a 13-year-old senior dog and severely injured the owner. Colossus went into the shelter and within 10 days, deemed by the court as a dangerous dog, within 10 days has been put in the exercise pens. The double standard, I think that's why this dog is still alive, because regardless of any legal issues, if anyone has a moral compass, they could not kill this dog compared to what's going on in that animal shelter, depending on whether the dog is a favorite or not. So I'd like to know when Titan is going to be able to leave the shelter. There was a rescue that is more than eligible to take the dog. And why is he being held there? This is inhumane by anyone's standards, to hang on to a dog and allow him to worsen, because everyone knows when a dog is isolated, they're pack animals. They need to be around people. So it's inhumane to keep him in that cage for 4 months and not network him like the other dogs. You have several bite cases in there. They're networked all the time. Bear bit someone in the face. He was networked. He left the shelter. Butchie, the same. He's being networked. Arctic, the same. The amount of lawsuits are incredible, and yet these dogs are still getting a break. They're still getting out. I would like to know when Titan can leave the shelter. I had asked over a month ago. I appreciate that the town was willing to do another evaluation. But this dog has to get off of the property to someone willing to allow him to decompress, to do a fair evaluation and determine what his personality is like. Because to hold a dog in there that has been not deemed dangerous and has no propensity, according to the court, to be aggressive is cruel. Any comments?
Ms. Madden, you know, we love to listen to the residents this time.
Well, that's fine. You know, what you can listen to is, don't kill this dog.
Thank you very much.
This dog is a testimony to everything wrong there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't have any other slips. Is there anybody that wishes to be heard that did not sign in? Sure. If you just go to the name, you come on to the back and give your name and address, that'd be great. I'm sorry. She's at the podium. Let's be respectful. Good evening, ma'am. If I have your name and address. No, you're not. Yeah.
My name is Sheila Moriarty.
Hi.
I'm the Belrose Terrace Civic Association president. My address is 9316 244th Street, Belrose Terrace, New York 11001. I am here on behalf of the residents of Belrose Terrace. We've had our parking permits since the end of 2021, and we have yet to have proper police enforcement with the parking permits. We have police officers who leave notes, handwritten notes, on cars that are parked illegally. They drive right by, especially the night patrol. They drive right by cars parked illegally, parked at fire pumps, bus stations, parked on sidewalks. On 246th Street, there is one side of the street going up to Jericho that there is no parking whatsoever. There are cars parked there all the time, and you see the patrol car just going right by. Nobody's in the car. They don't stop. They don't ticket. So I'm asking you for help to try and rectify this situation, because now with the Elmont train station in our backyard, the foot traffic from the UBS arena, people parking illegally, blocking driveways, corners, walkways, illegally parking in places where they shouldn't, keeps going unenforced. We have a lot of the patrol officers during the day do give out tickets because we have a parking enforcement car that comes around every so often, and he usually within that day gives anywhere between 15 to 30 tickets for the day, but nighttime is worse. So I'm asking for help.
Okay. If you could stick around after. Was that Darren's Civic? Darren was in the Civic, right? Darren was the president of that Civic. What?
Garden.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
he passed.
Yeah. No. I know he passed. You know what? Great guy. I had a lot of fun going up there doing a bunch of tax forms. Stick around for a little bit. The councilman and I will have a staff come over. We'll follow up, and if need be, we'll talk about asking the police to go up there and write the tickets and not give us almost IOUs. Okay.
Okay.
I got it.
Really appreciate it.
No problem at all. Always nice to see you. Good evening. Your name and address for the record.
Mita J. Maraday. It's just interesting to me that every time you get past that and you say, I have no more slips, and I specifically say that I want to speak about the admin calendar and public comment. Every time I take the time to come here, I say it. Not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but, considering I have to stand in the back of the room, which is already problematic for me in general. Anyway, to be consistently ignored is annoying, and I'm putting it on whatever record, since I know the stenographer is gone, but people can hear me and see me, and I'm very good at elucidating what I need to say and when I need to say it. Okay, from what I've been told by my neighbors in Baldwin, a letter was submitted to our representative with regard to seeking the name of the community room at Koznek Park to be named after Jackie Bell. And for those who don't know Jackie Bell, she was very proficient in her advocacy, not only for Baldwin, for all of Town of Hempstead residents, and Baldwin Oak Civic Association would like to have her honored by having that community room in a facility that she was so actively involved in getting upgrades to be named. I hand-delivered myself a copy of the press release that was drafted after the letter that was requested by the representative for the upper half of Baldwin, the part that we call in the dark, because everything seems to go to the southern end of Baldwin, even though we all pay the same taxes and we collectively in Baldwin try to work together. I do have copies for those who may want to distribute that to the members of the board. So I have copies. I will leave them here for anyone who sees me and recognizes and hears what I'm saying to distribute that. Thank you very much. I continue to be very distressed, and I'm still suffering from trauma. And as a 9/11 first responder, attending the Nassau County legislative meeting yesterday and hearing that 7 districts out of the 19 get no funding for projects, but the 12 that seem to be in the Republican majority get all the funding. And then the majority has the audacity to try to post that the minority side is trying to defund law enforcement and our firefighters, which is a gross misrepresentation, but that seems to transcend and to mimic what is happening on the national scene. And again, being a endangered species, a woman, a minority, not only African American, but Native American, and an advocate for veterans who also seem to be underserved in this constituency, we will continue to fight for change, no matter how, no matter where.
Okay,
Thank
any
you.
other residents who didn't sign in like to be heard? Sure, if you come on to the back and give your name and address for the record, that'd be great. Thank you.
All right, good evening, Councilman, Councilman Tarji Gooseby and Senior Councilman Don Clavin. I'd like to say a special thank you to Deputy Councilwoman Dorothy Gooseby for working with the Little League of Uniondale. We have received our lights, and it is a wonderful thing. Uniondale has been historical. If many of you have not known, the Little League town back in the 60s, I believe. And we are proud to stand here and say thank you once again. And we want to invite you to one of our night games when we are able to use that field. It would be an honor to have you there and show the community of your hard work and your dedication to us. Also, I would like to...
Let me stop the clock for a second.
Yes.
That was very, very nice of you. The deputy supervisor really had that on our agenda. If you didn't come and say it, you know what? We're really committed to making that so investment. So I just wanted to stop you and say, it's really nice of you to come in and say that. And she's a little humble, but that we're happy about that one in particular. So, I'll tell you right now, you keep it to 4 teams, I'll take care of the pizza.
Okay.
So I'll make you a commitment. You gotta keep it to 4. I have kids, so I understand how this runs. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I don't want to get yelled at for stealing your time. So go on.
Okay. I do have an issue. My organization, Uniondale Empowerment Resource Center, we are a civic organization, and we have addressed an issue with the handicapped disability people who actually have an issue getting into the ShopRite parking lot. We have been working with the management company, but we also want to hear back from the town. I was working with the Commissioner, Daniel Leo, and I have not heard back from him. Disabled residents have to go out into the street in order to get into the parking lot, and they can get hit by cars. So this is something that we are definitely want a follow-up on. So if you can have that person reach out to us or anyone, it is important to the disabled residents of Uniondale. One more request. I know that your budget is small and the things that you have done, and we do want to say thank you again. We are looking forward to having a tennis courts looked at. Even if it's just repaved, we'll use that. It's just in a bad situation. I know there's a pickleball fever throughout the Nassau County, but we would like to keep our courts if that is possible. And you can always draw the lines in for pickleball, but we would like to keep our tennis courts and reintroduce the game of tennis to the youths in Uniondale. Thank you and have a good night.
I thank you, and right behind you is Commissioner Leo. And if there's an issue with that ShopRite with ADA compliance, we'll follow up on that. And also, Kyle, are you still here? That's Kyle Megan, and he's going to get your contact information and talk to you about the tennis court. It's funny you talk about. We run into a real problem because so many people want the pickleball, and then you have people who want the tennis. So it's sort of like a battle. But I appreciate it. But if Kyle, we'll grab you on the outside if Danny does. Thank you very much for your nice comments. Have a great evening. Anybody else wish to be heard? Come on to the back. If you give your name and address when you get up there, that'd be awesome.
Hi, everybody. Latea Carter from Lakeview. Haven't been here in a while, and I wanted to thank you guys, because I haven't thanked you guys from the previous summer, Eric and the Quality of Life team, for coming out and removing graffiti from multiple signs in our neighborhood, working with me on multiple issues in Lakeview. Tommy from Highways responding and assessing the issue of debris on the roads almost immediately when I requested him last meeting. The cleanup that you guys are coming out to help out with the Lakeview Civic Association, we always appreciate that help. And Laura, for your attendance at my upcoming Easter event. Thank you very much. I did want to bring to attention some new park issues and get an update on some old ones that I had requested um, for the community. For one, the pool, for about 4 years, the community has been asking for pool shades. And I know that they said the last time I asked, there was no funding for it. So I wanted to know what was an update on that. Also, they've been asking for dugouts for the baseball because as you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but they're using tarps, blue tarps, to shield themselves from the sun. Oh, right. So Laura, I was also following up to see if there were any updates on assessing the wooded area behind the the community rooms that we have in Lakeview and Harold Walker, because I had mentioned to you that we need a community center for the kids. We need something for like a recreational center because the teenagers are just lost. There's nowhere for them to go. They actually play on the playgrounds that my 8-year-old and 10-year-old are. They just sit there and sorry, I'm like scrouching. They talk about inappropriate things, in front of my children. They have nowhere else to go. So I wanted to know if you were able to assess the woodlands that are behind there because we didn't know whether they belong to the state or the town. Um, and also they were requesting an outside fitness area for the older men in the neighborhood. As far as the new issues, the walkways and the parking lots that are surrounding the pickleball area and the entrance to the park, they were asking for them to be repaved and to update the curbs as well. So I just wanted to know if I get an update on all of the old issues and information on some of the new ones.
Deputy Commissioner Megan's right there. Kyle, that's it. And when he talked about the dugouts, I know the councilwoman and I have talked about redoing the dugouts there. So I think we'll have some positive update for you on that. When it comes to the land behind it, state property. That's all that green space is owned by the state there. We are at the request of the councilwoman going to be redoing the community room there. Correct, Kyle? Wow, that's a pretty good response. It's in the process of being redone. And like I said, I'm not going to speak for the councilwoman, but we enjoy the team up with the cleaning. It's sometimes you have nice team ups. We have a lot of good connections with you, and I know the crew in particular really enjoy coming down there and working on it. That's like a labor of love for them, so we appreciate that. But the councilwoman and I will follow you up on the dugouts, and I will also ask the deputy commissioner to go down and take a look at the entrance with the councilwoman and myself to look at the curbing and the paving of the lots.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. Anybody else wish to be heard? If not, I would recommend and tell everybody to have a wonderful evening and